Welcome to Cosmic Diaries. This is Priya Kale, your astrologer, and here's your astrology for this last week as we move to the Sagittarius total solar eclipse on December 14th, which, ushers in, we're entering a whole new world at the time. And so now, as you move through this final week, we're past the moon's last quarter, which took place yesterday with the moon in Virgo. Now the moon's in Libra, and over the next couple of days, today is the 8th of December as I record this, over the 9th and 10th, the moon is moving through Libra, and it will square planets in Capricorn. So this is that final turning point. I mean, this final week moving to the Sagittarius new moon and solar eclipse, this is a chance for release and emptying out and a clearing out. Pay attention to where you have Sagittarius in your chart. There are, new doors opening with the solar eclipse and new horizons opening and opportunities. And there's a whole, as I mentioned, a whole new world and that's opening up for us, and especially in that area of your life. But so it's more important that now you're clearing space for that. And in one sense, you won't know the options available to you until you get to that point in your journey, because Sagittarius is all about journeys, and the journey is the destination. So have faith, you're exactly where you need to be in this process. But it's about you having faith in your vision, and then recognizing that the world is changing and it's not, as Jupiter and Saturn now make their way through the end of Capricorn, which is also the other major thing that's happening. I mean, eclipse season ordinarily is intense enough with major life changes. And now with Saturn and Jupiter at the end of Capricorn, they'll enter Aquarius soon after the eclipse and then meet in conjunction on the 21st of December, which is also the solstice, solstice is always a peak moment, but with this conjunction, which is a once in a 20-year conjunction, there are new gates opening, and it's like we're reaching a peak moment and getting a vantage point, seeing new vistas and possibilities. But you're still not there. So it's a matter of keeping faith on the journey and being willing to release and clear space of what served its purpose and time, and learning your lessons. When any planet leaves a sign, right before it leaves, the energy intensifies and it'll leave a parting gift, especially in the case of outer planets like Saturn and Jupiter. And when I say gift, yes, it's a gift and it's a reward, but it depends on how you've learned your lessons. So especially in Capricorn is the sign of the mountain goat, and it represents peaks of success, as well as it's a peak, so it requires your balance, and the higher you climb, the higher the fall. So I don't want to say you're falling now or anything like that, but awareness is called for. So you know where you're headed and move consciously. Sorry, it's just a lot of information coming in at the same time. So as next year, Saturn will be squared Uranus all year. So what's unfolding this week even is, it's like, we're clearing out, we're emptying space, we're releasing baggage, but it's like we're paving the way for what's to come. So pay attention to the area of your life ruled by Capricorn, and there are opportunities arising there as well. There are new doors opening, and again, this will mean letting go of the past and making important choices. We are between the Gemini lunar eclipse and the Sagittarius new moon in this last quarter phase. So sorry about that. I'm not sure, there's something in my door. and this is gonna, I'm sorry about that interruption. This is just something at my door and I'm not sure what it is. So we're in this last quarter phase, and as you know, it's about having faith on that journey, and we're paving the way forward as we enter into this new and shape this new reality on solid foundations and the lessons we've learned. I'm so sorry for that interruption, but I'm just going to continue. I'll have more to say about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius, but does take place at 0 degrees of Aquarius, which is just the beginning of the sign. And so if now we're at the end of Capricorn, wherever you have Capricorn in your chart, something's bearing fruit there. Saturn entered Capricorn in 2018, and ever since then, it's called for mastery and discipline as you've pursued a goal. And now, depending on the work you've done and how well you've learned your lessons, something is ripening, an opportunity is ripening, or you're being elevated, because Saturn will first humble you. But if you can move forward in humility, then it will elevate you. So be humble with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign of knowledge, of God, of expansion, but of wisdom. And wisdom is something that only can come through experience, because knowledge is available to everybody, especially in today's time. We can, if seek and you shall find. You can find knowledge in any book, but it's the wisdom of your experiences and your life's journey that has now led you to this moment. And the Saturn and Capricorn, it's especially with Mars at the end of Aries. Okay, I'll touch on that for a minute, because I haven't forgotten Mars, but with everything else going on, it could be easy to forget that Mars is now in its final third shadow phase, and will clear the shadow phase as we enter the new year. So, and then it will square Saturn and Jupiter, but for the third and final time. But this time Saturn and Jupiter will be in Aquarius and Mars will be in Taurus. That's in January. That's ahead. But as we move through this next 2-3 weeks and the end of the year, your goals now and the vision that you have, in a sense, needs to support, something bigger than you. What you're doing now is bigger than you. Recognize that. This is not just about you and your success, which can come, then that can come. But the nobler your goals and the more altruistic your goals. And because Capricorn is the sign of success, but it's also the peak of, it's the human race, it's humanity, it's the peak of human consciousness. So your life and your experiences have taught you lessons and given you tools now for what's to come. And the more your goals can work towards the betterment of all humanity. And it's not like, okay, you don't have to change the world, but you can start with your world. And when you're working towards the upliftment of a greater collective, because this conjunction will take place in Aquarius, which is the sign of the collective, then you'll find that the resources you need, the connections you need, and the support you need will come to you. So, but that's still, there's a lot unfolding. So especially now, I've written about this coming week and the aspects in detail, because the Sun and Mercury will square Neptune, Venus sextiles Pluto, which is powerful and smoldering, and relationships are changing, financial situations, and then the Sun will trine Mars as well this week, I think on the 10th. But I've written all of the individual aspects and dates in my newsletter at you can sign up at cosmicdiaries.com. I just sent that out, so you'll get that in your mailbox, which will give you a more detailed view of what's happening this week in terms of aspects. But it's already 10 minutes. But, this is a week of emptying out, release, clearing out, letting go of old baggage as you prepare to, start over in at least one area of your life ruled by Sagittarius. And of course, then Saturn and Jupiter, you're moving over a threshold. And Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, changing signs soon after this eclipse. This is big. And Venus will be sextile Jupiter at the time of the new moon. So there's almost a sense of, I don't want to be overly optimistic, but of feeling like, being able to see the promised land or seeing those possibilities. Of course, it will require a leap of faith in many cases and major shifts. But more on that soon. Sign up for my newsletter because I don't know when. I'll try to do this again as I can, but realistically it may not be till after the new moon. I really need to focus on my annuals and nothing else. I'm almost done, but I need to shut out the world and just dive into them. So send me good writing energy and juju. But sign up at Cosmic Diaries for my newsletter. I'll keep you updated there. I'll be back here as I can be. And if I don't see you before the eclipse, then take care of yourself. Be kind, be gentle, be wise, embody your lessons, and be open to receive. And a very happy holiday season. I'll be back soon enough, but thanks for watching. And I am still doing consultations, not very many, but I'll be doing a few a week. So if you want to get one, just email me at priya@cosmicdiaries.com, and I'll be back with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.